Run it back, Philly. No frauds, no fanboys, no intros.
Here's a quote from Joel Embiid in his postgame press conference from John Clark, NBCS. I was supposed to be out 4 to 6 weeks. I'm not going to be 100%. I'm not going to be fully healed. I wasn't as aggressive. I was rusty. I was not myself. We got this out of the way. This is a step to getting back to being myself. I feel two different ways about this number. Like, first of all, he said like 5 different things in here. Okay. I would have been fine with, I wasn't aggressive. I was rusty. I was not myself. We got this out of the way. That makes me feel fine. I'm fine with that. I agree with that. That's cool. We got this out of the way. I got back on the court. I got back to playing the game. Let's go. I'm going to get back into rhythm. This right here, I'm not going to be 100%. I'm not going to be fully healed. I didn't know he said that, man. I didn't know he said that. Because if Joel's not 100% and Joel's not fully healed, we're in big time trouble in this series. If Joel's not 100% and Joel's not fully healed, we are in big time trouble in this series. And that's what sucks. It's not like we're doing this in the middle of the regular season. We're doing this in the middle of the second round of the playoffs. And then he says, this is a step to getting back to being myself. We don't really have time to be taking baby steps to be getting back to being yourself in the middle of a 7-game second-round playoff series. That sounds like what happened in the beginning of the regular season where, he rolled that ankle or whatever and he was out for 3 weeks and then he said, I'm going to get back. Just give me what? In the regular season, you can take 5 games. You can take a month. We don't have that much time right now. Damn, I was hoping Joel's quotes would make me feel better, but DVW $20 super chat. Thank you for supporting the channel. I appreciate that. He says, I got 2 positives. Joel got his rust off before a pivotal 2-game stand. Yes, sir. 2 games at home. Let's go. Our core won't shoot bad that often. The bad news is Sixers can't win this series with an Embiid-centric offense. Guards got to win this series. Why did we trade for McDaniels? Woo! Man, I don't even know where to start with that. I've heard people say this today. And they've been saying the Sixers can't win running the game through Joel Embiid. And whether they feel like we can't win running the game through Joel Embiid because he's hurt, or they just feel like overall in general in today's NBA, you can't win by running the game through a center, which I disagree with. I think Joel is dominant enough for that to be successful when he's healthy. I just think, on that topic, I think people think that because you haven't seen it since a guy like Shaquille O'Neal. But that's because there hasn't been a center dominant enough for it to work since Shaquille O'Neal. That's what I think. But even Shaquille O'Neal needed Dwayne Wade on the perimeter. Even Shaquille O'Neal needed Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, on the perimeter. It can work. But the other options have to be at an elite level. James Harden has to be the best version of James Harden. Tyrese Maxey has to be the best version of Tyrese. Tobias Harris has to be the best version of Tobias Harris. I'm not saying it's impossible. You might be right that it's not going to happen. But somebody says it's possible and it will happen. Might also be right. Sixers can't win this series with Embiid-centric offense. Guards got to win this series. I think you're right that guards have to win this series because Joel's not 100%. And even when he is 100%, you saw what the Brooklyn Nets did, throwing the kitchen sink at him. Guards had to win that series. That's not really a detriment to Joel. That's a detriment to just our team and what we struggle with when teams can take Joel out of the game. Why did we trade for McDaniels? I have no idea. But I think Jalen McDaniels is another one of those players that we're not seeing the best version of because the system isn't there. You know what I mean? Jalen McDaniels, and I did the stats when we traded for him, and I did the stats over the first 10 games when he was a Sixer versus what he looked like in Charlotte. He looked way better. To me, it's remember when we traded for George Hill 2 years ago? George Hill was like the prototypical perfect backup point guard. All of a sudden, he came here into this system, into Doc Rivers' system, and it was just like he looked like a random guy on the court with no real job to do. So, that Malcolm Brogdon looks what he looks like in the Celtics offense. I feel like if we traded for Malcolm Brogdon, this is what would happen. And I feel like that's a Doc Rivers thing more than anything. Because you weren't getting production out of Matisse Thybulle, and you traded him for a guy who has more offensive intangibles and should be more useful than Matisse Thybulle. But you're not getting anything more out of him. And I think it's part of coaching is part of it. I think coaching is part of it. I do think that, man. I do think that. What else we got? Kastner, thanks for the super chat. Play Daniel House. Niang won't even shoot, bro. I don't know. I don't know, but I said, a lot of times throughout the season that Doc's love for George Niang is going to kill us. And, it killed us in this game, didn't it? It did kill us in this game. Niang passing up open looks and driving to the rim. Let me show you guys a clip real quick and you saw it last night, but I want to show you again. I want you to see it again. I don't know, what exactly is George Niang doing right here on this play. Let me try to get this as big as I can. That's what she said. Pause. Here we go. Niang catches the ball. What the hell? Niang catches the ball on the perimeter right here. And, bro, your only job as George Niang, the slowest guy in the NBA, who's not really going to offer anything outside of a three-point shot, is to shoot this ball. But in game one, he had a play or two where he pump faked, drove the lane, and had success at like a turnaround jumper, something like that. And I think that got in his head a little bit, and he started to think, you know what? I'm a bucket. I'm George Niang. I'm a bucket. I'm gonna go give this team bucket. No, bro. We need you to chill out and just shoot the ball. So this is a specific play. He pump fakes for no reason and tries to drive the lane. And you're going against Marcus Smart. You're going against one of the best one-on-one defenders in the entire game. I'm sorry, George Niang. You're not going to win this battle. Yuck. Absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And I got another one that I put on my page a couple of minutes ago is a screenshot of PJ Tucker in the corner. Now, if I told you that PJ Tucker didn't shoot this ball right here, if I told you that PJ Tucker didn't shoot this ball, and instead he pump faked and tried to do a reverse layup on Robert Williams and got blocked at the rim, would you believe me? Why is PJ Tucker not shooting this ball? This right here is the sole reason you signed PJ Tucker. To play defense, to hustle, to be that veteran locker room guy, to be that dog mentality, to scream at guys like Paul Reed on the bench to get more out of him in the second half. We love it. We love every second of it. And to catch the ball in the corner and shoot it. So somebody explain to me why in the world PJ Tucker is catching this ball in the corner and not shooting it. Especially understanding the game. The Boston Celtics got almost double the amount of three-point attempts off in this game that we did. It's a three-point shooting league. And we're letting teams shoot 50 threes, and we're shooting 26 threes because we're passing up. How are you going to win the game if you're refusing to do what needs to be done? I don't get it. I don't get it. You're one of the things that you should be thinking going into the game like this is, we got to shoot a lot of threes. We have to shoot all the threes. Every three-point attempt that looks like it's even slightly open, we have to shoot it. Not only are we not doing that, we're passing up wide open ones. Even if PJ Tucker somehow miraculously makes this reverse layup on Robert Williams, you're still trading a three-pointer for a two-pointer. I'm not a fucking mathematician here, but that's -1 versus what the Celtics were doing on the other end. Sorry for the curse word right there. But I'm getting pissed off. I've been watching this guy do this the whole season. Pump fake PJ is back at it. Shoot the damn ball.